Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafter, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today we're going to make a card and we're using the Love From Lizi July 2024 card kit and it's called Sweet Summer. This is a beautiful kit. It is full of colour and full of product and I'm really enjoying crafting with it. So I hope you'll join me now as we flip the camera down to the desk and make a card together. So for today's card we're going to make a gatefold card and it's going to have a pop-up that pops up in the middle. So I have a piece of cardstock here. It measures 10 by 7. I've scored it at 2.5 and at 7.5 and that's going to give us a 5 by 7 gatefold card. Now the pattern paper that we got is 6 by 6, but I'm going to make this work. I've taken some green cardstock. Now we did get a sheet of green cardstock in the kit. I used some of that. I also had some green cardstock in my stash that was very similar, like it's hard to tell the difference. So I've used some of that as well because you'll need that one sheet that we got in the kit won't be enough. So I recommend use whatever you want as the matte layers, whatever color, either from the kit or from your stash. So first of all, I have this piece. It measures 4 3/8 by 6.5. And just to remind you that the card measurements are all down in the description with the other links and things that you might need. So check the description for sizes, etc. So this piece measures 4 3/8 by 6.5, and that seems like a funny measurement, but it worked for me. It's going to sit down there like so, and I want to focus on the top and the two sides. When I stick this down, I want to make sure that they are the same. It doesn't matter if the bottom is a little bit out, but it actually works fine being 4 and 3/8. Okay, on top of that then I have a cut apart. So these cut aparts are 4 by 6 inches and this works perfectly for my pattern paper. So again, I'm going to make sure those 3 sides are nice and even. I'm not worried about the bottom because I'm covering that up. I have a piece of green cardstock then. This one measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and this piece of white measures 4.5 by 6.5. This is going to sit on the back and it's a place for us to write our message. Then we have the 4 doors, and for those I have 4 pieces of green cardstock. These measure 2 by 6.5, and then my pattern paper, it measures 1.5 by 6. I do apologize if you can hear what sounds like a fan in the background. It's cold. It is June the 27th here in Mayo in Ireland, and it is stormy outside. It's like an October-November day. It's cold. I have the little fan heater on. Buster is curled up right against it, God love him, and yeah, so I do apologize for that. So like I said, I have 4 of these. They're going to go onto the doors, and you can see there that they sit nicely in there. I'm utilizing the 6 inches, and that's why I've gone from 6.5 to 6. So they'll sit on our 4 doors and they'll sit nicely like that. And again, that should sit nicely and in line with our other panel in the center, like so. So those are the doors. And I'm going to move those off over here. So next I have these 2 panels, and these are going to go on to my pop-up panel. So this piece measures 4 3/4 by 2 1/4, and my white embossed piece measures 4 3/4 by 2. And I just used a brick embossing folder. You can use whatever you have in your stash. That just happened to be one that was close to me that I used, and I liked the idea of that. So that is going to sit on to this piece. I do apologise. There's a it's a busy day here. There's a tractor driving past. So my pop-up piece, this measures 8 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I have some scoring done on that. I've scored it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. We're gonna burnish those score lines, and it's gonna give us a box. Now you'll see that the box we have a bit off. I used a piece of scrap that happened to be the 8 1/4 long, so that'll sit on there like so. So it'll give us a lovely rectangular shaped box. That is going to sit down, glued down here. It will lay flat when the card is closed. It'll pop up and it'll have this panel going across the bottom. So that's what you'll kind of see when I glue that down. It'll sit down like that. So this will pop up and down. So then onto this one, I have another one, and this piece measures 4 inches by 2 1/2. I've scored it at 1, 2, and 3. This will get all folded into mounted folds, and it'll sit like this. Where it joins there at the middle, it will sit down in here like so. On our other little mechanism box, it'll sit down like that. Hope you can see that. It'll sit in there like that. So one piece will glue onto this part, and the back piece will glue onto the back of our card like so. Onto that, I've got one of the ephemera pieces, and it's a lovely frame. Now this center piece pops out. I just put a piece of white cardstock, I glued it on the back because I don't want it popping out. I could have added a bit of foam and had a bit of dimension on this, but I didn't want to, but you could if you want. This is going to sit onto this panel here, and it'll raise up. I then have, I don't know if that will sit there. I'm just going to pop that down there. I then took a die set from my stash. Now Lizi has a happy birthday die set on the website, but it's a bit smaller and I wanted to go with something bigger. So I have this one in my stash. I think it's a Creative Craft Products one. I have that, and that is going to sit up here. Now I'm thinking about putting it there, but I was also thinking when that's there, I could actually stick it on there like this and have it pop up, and maybe put something, one of the stickers or something behind. So I'm still debating that. I'll kind of decide when I get there. And then on my little embossed panel, this panel here, when this is stuck down, or before I stick it down, I'm going to take the blue sticker here. See this one with the lovely curves on it, scalloped edge, I think you call it. I'm going to stick that on over that, so it'll stick down over the top here. And then I'm going to take the letters that we got, and I'm going to take out the name for my daughter, Caitlin. Caitlin's birthday is the next birthday coming up, and I thought this would be a cool card for her, nice and sunny and bright. So I'm going to take the letters C-A-I-T-L-I-N, and I'm going to put that across the brick here, Caitlin. And then I might die cut out the number for her birthday, but I'll probably do that later. I don't know if she'd like everyone knowing what age she's going to be. So if I put her name here, I'll give myself room there to put a number for her. Now I've also taken one of the ribbons that we got, and I've taken it in black. I was debating taking it in blue, which I may do. Yeah, I do like the blue. It picks up, yes, I'm going with the blue, change of plan. These ribbons are about between 19 and 20 inches long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my ribbon on the back. And then when I put my matten layer on the back here, it'll secure the ribbon. So rather than closing this card with a belly band, I'm going to close it. Make a nice little bow with the ribbon, and that is how our card will close. I thought that would be cool. I love that idea. I just kind of find a belly band on a card, you take it off and it's just set there. It kind of feels like a bit of a waste. So the ribbon will be there. I'm not going to put it under the panels here. I'm going to just stick it down on the back. I'll pop my panels down on the front and then I can tie the ribbon. So when the card is open, they'll just hang kind of to the back. So that is our card design for today, and it's card number 4 using the Love From Lizi July 2024 card kit called Sweet Summer. So I'm going to go ahead now and we'll start doing a little bit of assembly work together. So let's go ahead and do that now. So what I'm going to start with doing is gluing down all my panels so that I can then glue them onto my card base. And I'm using the collal glue to do that. I find that if you know me at all and you're used to my channel, I love using the collal glue because it's a solvent glue, but when it dries really stiff and hard, and it gives strength to your card, to whatever you're making. There is a slight odor off it, I have to say. I'm kind of, I don't smell it anymore. My friend Benita, she uses it as well on card projects. She's a great card maker. She has a YouTube channel, but she hasn't posted in a while. She does it for funsies, but she still gets the mild smell when she uses it. So I think it depends on how nose blind you are to it. I'm quite nose blind to it, so I don't smell it very often, but I don't think it has a strong smell, but it is a really good adhesive to use in card making. It does give you wiggle room to move things around, which I love. So if you're looking for a quick grab glue, collal is not the thing to use. So I have a large birthday sentiment that I'm going to use. This is a made to surprise sentiment, and I'm going to use that. I do apologize for ghost barking, but as I mentioned earlier, there is some tractors going up and down the road. I live in the country, so we do have tractors etc going past, and of course Ghost likes to tell me every time something or someone moves outside the door. So I'm going to use VersaFine Clear. This is the Medieval Blue, or Medieval. I just find that this blue actually goes quite well with some of the colored images that is in the kit. So I'm going to go with that color for my sentiment because I don't really have black anywhere else, I don't think. So there's no point in using black. Well, I could use black, but I think I'll go with this color. I love the VersaFine Clear inks. I find they give a really good inking, especially for fine sentiments. And I'm just giving the ink time to soak into the paper. I'm not going to do a hit and run. And I can see some of the ink is left behind, so I'll just go back in and give it another press. I think that looks great. I don't think it needs a second stamping, so I'll just close that up. And I'm delighted with that. Tell me, would you like to see some nice sentiments like this in the Love From Lizi stamp sets? If you would, let me know down below, and maybe I could have a chat with Lizi and come up with some birthday sentiments or poems. The same with thank yous and weddings. I think it would be nice if Lizi had a nice sentiment that we could stamp inside like this. I mean, I have lots of short happy birthday, have a great day, etc. But it'd be nice to have a nice long poem like that. Sometimes I'll go onto the internet and onto the, the old computer and either find a poem or, write up one myself. But yeah, I think it'd be nice if Lizi had some. Please say so down in the comments so that Lizi can see, and maybe I'll do up some poems. I'm a little bit good at doing stuff like that myself. Okay, so that's the back. I'm going to pop that over there. Before I do, actually, I think I'm going to embellish this little panel. Lizi has the sticker set that she put in. There's loads of fun and lovely stuff, and I think I'm going to add the little ice cream down here. I might as well embellish it now while I think of it. What else do I want? Is there anything? There's the I love the sunglasses. I know there's matching pattern paper, but I think that'd be lovely over there. Isn't it fun? Doesn't that give it a kind of a fun look? I love that. And what else? Is there anything else I want to pop on there now before? No, I think I'm happy with that. I do love the little banners. I mean, I'm inclined to stick a banner there, but I need, yeah, no, I think I'm going to go with that. I do like that. So I have my back panel stamped. Now with the VersaFine Clear ink, it stays wet for a little longer than your usual dye inks. And the reason for that is they're brilliant if you're using embossing powder for heat embossing. So I'm going to move that up there, out of the way, so it can dry and I won't smear it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on my doors and my matte layer here, and then we'll get to the pop-up section. And once I get to that, then I will come back to you. So I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit, play a bit of music, and then I'll be back. To open it out, and we have one piece here that isn't as wide as the others. You see that there? I'm going to add glue onto this piece. Now you could use double-sided tape. You can use your collal glue. That will take a little bit longer to dry. You can use your wet glue like I'm using here, and this is a quick grab wet glue that I'm using. So I'm going to now pop that down on my desk like so, and then I'm going to fold over, not on the first but on the second score line, and I'm going to fold that over like that, and I'm going to give that a chance to catch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over like that and give it a rub. So all I'm doing is making sure that when the pop-up is moved, it's going to work properly. So I'm delighted with that. Now I'm going to add this part onto this part. So I'll take my little acrylic weight off. So this is going to sit down like so, and I'm going to tilt this piece forward so you can see. I'm going to sit this down so it literally is about 1/16 up from the bottom. So I don't have it exactly down, I'm just lifting it up a tiny bit. That won't make any difference in the grand scheme of things, but it will just help it to sit better. So I'm going to flip this over to the back side. Again, I'm going to add my quick grab glue. You could use a bit of double-sided tape here if you wanted a quick grab on it. But I like having a little bit of wiggle room with the liquid glue. And now I'm going to turn that back around and I'm going to stick this down. I want it centered in my panel. It should literally be the same width as our green panel below it. I'm going to bring it down to just above the bottom of the card and in line with my green panel, and I'm going to stick that down. And I had a little excess glue there. Did you see that? I just caught that. I'm going to use my embossing buddy, our anti-static bag, just to make sure. Now the great thing with this glue is that it doesn't leave a tacky residue, so that wouldn't have stuck down. And then our little pop-up piece will pop up like that. So when the card is standing, that piece drops right down like so, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to add next this piece. So we're going to put glue on two sides here. So our piece is going to get stuck down here and against here. So I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to add some glue to this panel. And even though it's quick grab glue, I do like to give it a minute. I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. And now this is the closed end and the open end is down here with our tabs with the glue on. So I have my pattern paper there on one side. I'm going to sit this so it's in the middle on the orange. I'm going to sit it so it's just above our white pop-up. And then I'm going to fold the white pop-up down. And I'm going to give that a minute. And through video editing, that's going to fly. So now that is glued on there and it works lovely. I'm going to pop that back up there now and leave it like so, because we have this panel that's going to sit on. And this panel is going to sit in line with the bottom of our pop-up there. So our pop-up sits down like that. That sits down on the desk. And this piece is going to sit against it, like so. So it'll sit like that on our pop-up piece. So I want to add that down here, and to do that, it covers the whole of this piece. So I'm going to add some liquid glue to this. Again, I'm using my quick grab. I could use my Kalal glue here, but I have the quick grab in my hand with this fine nozzle. So I'm going to pop this one on here, and you'll see it's just a tiny bit longer. So when I sit that down, I want to make sure I have the same kind of border on both sides. And I want it to be just in line with the bottom there, so when this sits down, it will sit down on the desk like so. Now there's no weight to that yet, so it kind of will just hover, but once we start adding pop-ups onto that, it will have a bit of weight behind it. So that's lovely now. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our happy birthday and our have a happy day. So I know I want my happy day up here, and I was thinking about putting my happy birthday up here as well. So what I might do is just glue this on like so. And then we have stickers. There's a little sunshine sticker and stuff. I might put one of those up there. So I'm gonna glue on my happy birthday. You could put it in the middle if you wanted. I'm going to kind of angle mine so it'll be glued on by the tip of the Y there and by the birthday part there. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to speed this piece up now. I'm just gluing my happy birthday to my lovely little frame. I'm going to cut off this rainbow. It's a longer sticker, but I just want the rainbow part, and I'm going to put that just down there. Now I need to stick down my happy birthday and my frame piece, and I was just sticking it down a little bit, but if you look and see, it's not going to fit in the card. It's up too high. So I want to actually bring this down a little bit. That's grand. So I know I need to go down a little bit more. And I'm just making sure it's centered on my panel. Just take your time and allow it, just give it time to settle in and glue down. I just want to make sure it doesn't, that's perfect. Yes, that's lovely. Give it a press down. Now, isn't that lovely? I'm delighted with that. Fab. So I'll give that another bit of time now just to glue down and settle in. Now we've got lots of stickers we can put stuff on the, you know, dress it up. So again, I'm going to speed through this piece. I'm going to take some of the little banners. That long banner actually splits in half, so I have put one either side on the two doors inside. I'm using the scalloped piece across the brickwork there at the top, and I'm going to use the little square letters for Caitlin's name. Now I was going to put Caitlin in the middle, and I thought I'll have it over towards the left. It'll give me time to put her name in and add her age as well, because that's always fun when you're getting older to see your age. So I've marked the middle of the back panel now, and I've put my ribbon down. I've used double-sided tape under it and above it, and I've also put some double-sided tape on that back of the card base. I'll then add a little bit of the collal glue to my panel for the back, and that'll hold that nicely in place. So we have our ribbon in, and we have it more or less decorated. I love how that looks. Finally, I'm going to take some of those little hearts that popped out of our die that we got in the kit. I have them in the blue, pink and a gold, and I just embellish around the card on the inside with those just to give it a little finish. And there we go. I think that just pulls a lovely pop. It's like having our own little handmade, homemade sequins using those little hearts. I just love it. So that is our fab pop-up gatefold card, which closes using the ribbon, and it sits nicely when it's opened. So if you've enjoyed my tutorial today, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Blonde Cards and Crafts, and ding the bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. The links to the products that I've used are down below, as well as to the design team members who will also be making with this beautiful kit and making inspiration for you. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now. Bye.